What's going on, y'all? This is like an impromptu, like more of a rant uh type of video. I want to talk to y'all. Let's just have a candid conversation about this Carlee Russell, child. I almost said Carlee Red. The Carlee Russell situation. By now, if you've been following the story, cover up a little bit. Um, we all know the story and we all know what is going on. And I kind of debated whether I even wanted to talk in depth about this now that we have like more information. But I think that it's important for us to have this dialogue about Carlee. As we know, she kind of went disappearing, I believe. Well, disappeared. She disappeared on July 13th. After she made a 911 call in Mobile, Alabama, or Hoover, Alabama, one of the two. And she alleged that she saw a toddler on the freeway. This young boy, 3 or 4, and then said that she would stay with the toddler, etc., etc. And then we kind of know what happened from there. She got off the phone with 911, disappeared for around 48 hours, showed up at her mom's house, and then we all rejoiced like, yes, she's found, whatever. But however, you guys, we know that the story was a little shaky because we all were like, well, where's the toddler? Like, how is this random toddler just walking on the freeway at 9 o'clock at night? Nobody saw the toddler except for Carlee. So we were all confusion. And then once that she popped up out of the blue, showed up at her mom and dad's house, I think she went to the hospital. They evaluated her. Nothing was wrong with her. Just all of the facts of the story just weren't adding up. So then yesterday, Mobile, Alabama police department did a press conference where they revealed all kinds of things about Carlee that were very disturbing. We got to see that prior to her coming up missing, that she allegedly took like a robe and tissue from her job. She stopped at Target to like get snacks. And then we also saw her search history on her phone. We saw that she was searching, just some of the things that she was searching allegedly was the movie Taken, which, great movie, by the way. Taken 1 and Taken 2. Great movie. But we saw that she was searching that like literally maybe an hour or so like prior to her calling 911. We also saw that she searched, what did she search? She searched one-way ticket from Birmingham, Alabama to Nashville right before. She searched how, I think, the age limits on Amber Alerts, which is disturbing because clearly she used this 3 to 4 year old baby as, part of her whole plot and ploy. In addition to that, she also had searches of how to steal from a cash register without getting caught, like all kind of wild shit, you guys. Which, if you have a criminal mind like me, what I mean by that is I watch all of the criminal shows, all the First 48s, all of the Snapped, all the Forensic Files, all of the things. And one thing we know when we watch those shows, I'm sorry, I'm giving y'all all of my little Cleveland. Ooh. One thing that we do know when we know that the first thing that they do with any type of situation is if there's someone who disappeared, they want to know their whereabouts and what happened prior to the disappearances. Especially if it's suspicious, they're going to search all of your search history. They're going to search what you were watching, who you were calling, because all of that tells a story as to what happened to you. So I could have told her, girl, I don't condone what she did, but if you were going to do these wild, weird searches, girl, you should have went to the library. Actually, that's not even a good idea. How about not even search stuff like that? Like, I mean, again, I'm going to get to the crux of this, which is that she's clearly emotionally disturbed, but like her searches were crazy. It's like, girl, you didn't know that, like, if you turned up missing that they was going to search your phone, and they didn't even have to physically have your phone. You know, everything we do is saved on our iCloud. Like all of our social media activities, our calls, our texts, like all it takes is for something unfortunate to happen to you, and then they're gonna, the police department, that's the first thing they're gonna search, because your phone is your life. So I could have told her, boo boo, like, why are you searching these things? Because like this is all gonna come out in the wash. So, we have that, which doesn't look good. And I'm not going to say definitively 100% that this young lady, Carlee, is lying, but I'm about 98 to 97% sure that she was lying, unfortunately, right? And then we have some of the stories that are coming out from people that know her, that are saying that all of this, and I'm inclined to believe this because I know women, I know behavior of women, and I know some of the things that women do when they're desperate to get the attention of a man. So there are alleged stories from people that know her that say that she was arguing with her boyfriend, the young man that put the statement out on Instagram saying, look, I didn't have anything to do with it. And basically that this is all of this was done behind a man. So I'm very inclined to believe that. They're saying that I guess they were having issues and that he was pretty much threatening to leave her, that there's another woman involved, all of this stuff. So then, we have the issue of her being dishonest, of her faking her kidnapping, because she said, she told police that after she was supposedly searching for, or not searching, but she was with this young toddler that was on the freeway. She said that a white man with red hair and like a bald patch came out the bushes and kidnapped her, and that they took her somewhere, and that him and some woman were feeding her Cheez-Its. And it's just like, I'm trying not to laugh because like this whole story is preposterous, but it's like, girl, you called 911? Like, it's one thing to go missing and, say, like, you know what, I'm just going to disappear for a few days and, like, have people worried about me. That's one thing, whatever. Like, I go sometimes with people, and just disappear because I need me time. I get that. That would have been more understandable, but you going to call 911. That's got to be a crime. So I say all of this to say that the whole entire world is in her ass. We got Black Twitter, who, y'all know when it comes to these jokes, okay, I like comedy, so I appreciate some of the memes. Like, Black Twitter is on it. Like, some of these jokes are absolutely hilarious. So I'm always going to get a cackle because that's me. I like to laugh. But a lot of people are really upset with her, which is understandable, right? I mean, we have another issue where it comes to Black women. And I did a video on that where the majority, by majority, I haven't done the statistics on this, but I could probably safely say that 90 to 97% of missing Black women, probably 98% of missing Black women in the U.S. don't get any coverage. We have hundreds of thousands of missing Black women and nobody cares. We don't hear about them, so when we do have one young Black woman who seemingly is educated, I believe she's an AKA, I think, who finally gets some type of movement and there's a little leverage as it pertains to her case. And it's like, dang, okay, people kind of seem like they're paying attention. This is like the one instance. I can't think of any other Black women who have gotten this level of coverage in the media. But I think it's also, a lot of the reason why she has gotten so much coverage is because, one, the story was bizarre, right? It was like, okay, I see a little white baby on the freeway just walking at 9 o'clock. That's one added element, because it's like, huh? And then we know, with not drug trafficking, but human trafficking, we know that There's all kinds of weird setups where people are setting people up, putting weird stuff on women's car door handles where you touch it and then you like pass out and they kidnap you. Like there's all kinds of weird setups as it comes to like human trafficking and kidnappings and stuff. We see it all the time on the news. So I think that is another reason why this story was garnering so much attention, because it's like, damn, initially we were like, dang, another one. Now they're using babies because again, I have a very suspicious mind. So if I had seen a baby on the highway, I don't know what I would have done, just because I'm so suspicious of everything. So I can't say that I would have pulled over. I would have definitely called 911, but I probably would have called 911 on my way to my exit. Like I don't think that I would have pulled over, just because that is so bizarre. And I would have felt like, oh, somebody planted this baby here. Something ain't right. Because, how did the baby just get on the highway or the freeway? Like, that just doesn't happen. So I would have been very, very suspicious. So I think that the fact that they were using the baby, we were kind of looking at that like, oh, my God, here goes another, like, way that they're, reeling people in to kidnap them and do harm to them. And so I think that element, with the fact that this was a beautiful young girl, she was educated, and I think that garnered a lot of attention just because it was a little out of the norm how the story kind of unfolded. But I'm going to say this, a lot of people are calling for her to be arrested and all of this. And whereas I'm disappointed in her. Again, I don't know her. She probably could care less about my disappointment. But I'm disappointed because of the fact that it's such a sensitive issue as it pertains. I'm a Black woman, so I know the issues and the hiccups and the things that Black women have to overcome. And we have to be like 10 times better just to be recognized. And so when it comes to trials and tribulations and kidnappings and Black women sexually assaulted and murdered and things like that, we don't get the media attention that the Gabby Petito's get, the Lacey Petersons, the list, on and on and on. We can go on and on and on. We don't get the same level of attention to our stories. So that, coupled with the fact of like, I think it's how calculated she was, why people are upset too. It's like, I almost called her the B word. I don't want to do that. But it's like, lady, it's like so premeditated what she did. Like, you stole stuff from your job. You were like, okay, well, I know I'm gonna be missing for a little while. Let me go stop at Target, get some snacks, and then they said the police found her with like $107 in her socks. So she was like, okay, so I know I'm gonna leave my wallet and my phone in my car. Let me go ahead and put little cash, put it in my socks so I have some extra cash. Then it was the baby thing is wild. And then it was like the whole lie about the man with the red hair. I don't know. It was just the level of premeditation that went into this. And then the stuff you were searching, it's levels to like the wickedness behind this. And I think that is why people are really like upset, because it's like, not only did you do this, it was just like the planning that went into this is really like, ugh, So with that being said, like, I'm torn because I 100% feel like, girl, you absolutely need to be reprimanded for this. Like, you cannot exhaust resources. Y'all got the Secret Service involved. And let me tell you, when you start getting federal resources involved and searching for you, I won't be surprised if they make an example of her, unfortunately. Do I want her to go to jail? I don't know. Do I think that she definitely needs, maybe to be fined a hefty, number of hours of community service? Absolutely. Does she need a psych evaluation? Yes. Do I feel like I want her to go to jail? I don't think so, because I just feel like her life is probably ruined. This poor baby, hopefully her family is with her to love on her somewhat, because regardless of how we feel about her, she's a human being, and I don't want her to do something to herself because of this. And I feel for her because she's young, and I feel like this is behind a man. And that's what makes me sad. I feel like all of this is probably because of that young man. And I think that what happened, and I'm just taking a wild guess, is that maybe he wanted to leave her. And I feel like she was trying to go do something very drastic to get his attention. I feel like she probably did not anticipate that it was going to blow up like this. And because of, black women already don't garner a lot of attention in the media, she probably never thought that this story would she probably was like, oh shit, like, what do I do? I didn't think that this was going to happen. Let me go take my ass home, because this is just unfolding way differently than I thought it would. I mean, that's what I'm assuming. But I mean, if I could take a wild guess, I would guess that she probably did this behind this guy, her boyfriend, and I could be off. All of this is alleged, but that's the way that it's lining up to be. And like I said, I imagine she's going to definitely lose her job. Her name and her face is out there, so she's probably going to have a hard time getting a job. And I feel like her karma is pretty solidified. And so that's why I'm like, dang, like, should we throw her in jail too? She definitely needs some support. I mean, I don't know anything about her family and her mom, and then the mom is a whole other thing. Like, was the mom in on it? It's just so many, it's just like, I don't know. And I'm sure in the next week or two, we're going to know all that we need to know. But I'm really sad about this story. I'm very disappointed in this young lady. And I always say, man, and again, like, you can't force anybody to be with you. We don't own anybody. And if people want to leave your life, people have discernment to, if they feel like a relationship's no longer working for them, they have the right to leave without you being manipulative. And let me tell you something. If you thought you was leaving him, that man is out of there. After this, you thought that you were trying to get his attention. If that is indeed true, he's out. I guarantee you that he probably done blocked her by now. It's a wrap. So you really put the nail in the coffin with this one. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think? It's just like, I have empathy for her. I feel sad for her, because I just know the trajectory of how her life is going to go. She's ruined her life for a long time, the foreseeable future, and in the years to come. She's going to have a hard time maneuvering in life. And that's no way to live, and I don't care what anybody says. I don't want to blame mental health, because, again, when people plan stuff out like this, if she had like some type of mental break and she just did it, but like when they start looking at her search history and the way that she planned it out, that's what makes me nervous. It's like, what kind of person are we actually dealing with? And then when you start calling 911 and all of that, that's a whole other thing. So I feel like they're going to make an example of her, but I still have like a soft spot for her, because I feel like something's wrong. And this poor baby, I hope that she really works on her healing, because she's clearly mentally, she has some mental health issues. That's a fact. I'm not excusing her what she did, because she was dead ass wrong. And she's gonna have to pay. She is. And it's just unfortunate, because I feel like in addition to that, she has definitely dragged like black people, and specifically black women. We already have really tough. And I'm afraid that the next time that there's a black woman that's missing, the media is not going to take it as seriously. And that's why I'm disappointed in her, because she knows, she should know better. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know my thoughts. This is probably the last video I'm going to do, because it's pretty evident, that she made this up. We don't know the specifics on why. We have some like gossip and things that, Twitter and the social medias are saying, but we don't know for sure why. But yeah, I'm sad. So let me know what you guys think. I just, wanted to kind of talk about my thoughts on this. And I will pray for her. I'm sad for her. I am, all the way around. I'm sad. All right, you guys. So have a good rest of your Thursday. I'm going to try to take a little nap. Bye.